I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head on till my dark is gone. I see a line of cars and they're all painted black, with flowers and my love both never to come back. I've seen people turn their heads and quickly walk away, like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. No more will my green seagull turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. Hey guys, Gregory here. Today I have a really fun song for you. It's Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. The song has just 5 chords in it, but there are a lot of fun rhythmic things going on. So let's take a look at it. 2 things before we get started. We are going to be using the capo on the 2nd fret. And the second thing is, the original recorded version of the song is a bit off from what we call standard tuning. And what that means is, if you were to go and play along with the original recorded version, you would find that things would sound a bit off. Okay, so to solve that, what you can do is, if you're using YouTube, go on YouTube and type in Painted Black and add the word standard tuning, and playing along with that version should be fine. We have just 5 chords in the song. Let's go through them. The first one is a D minor, that's the open 4th string. The middle finger goes on the 2nd fret 3rd string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and the 1st finger on the 1st fret 1st string, and we strum 4 strings, the 4th to the 1st for D minor. The second chord we find is an A7, so the 1st finger goes on the 2nd fret 4th string, and the middle finger goes on the 2nd fret 2nd string, and we strum 5 strings, the 5th to the 1st for A7. And then in the chorus, I suppose, we find an F. We're going to be playing an F major 7, but let's just call it an F. That's the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 4th string, middle finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and the 1st finger on the 1st fret 2nd string. And we really want to just try to strum 4 strings, the 4th to the 1st. Okay, try to really avoid hitting, if anything, the 6th string when strumming the F. Okay, and then we have C major, that's the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 5th string, middle finger on the 2nd fret 4th string, and the 1st finger on the 1st fret 2nd string, and we strum 5 strings, the 5th to the 1st. And the 5th chord we're going to find is a G, that's the 1st finger on the 2nd fret 5th string, middle finger on the 3rd fret 6th string, and the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 1st string, and we strum all 6 for G. So the intro could be seen as having a melody and a bass part. The melody happens on the first 2 strings, while the bass part happens mostly on the open 4th string, but it does end with a note on the 2nd fret 3rd string. So in terms of the right hand, now we're going to be bouncing to that bass note after every melody note. So what we want to do in terms of the picking direction is you want to pick up, down, over and over, because that does make it easier to hop across strings. So we have this up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, at least up until that part. After that part, we could kind of just switch to just doing down picks alone. For the left hand, let me give you the notes, but I'll give it to you in pairs. Remember, after every melody note, we're going to hit the bass. So we have the 3rd fret, 2nd string, and then the bass, which is the open 4th string. Then we have the open 1st string, bass, then the 1st fret 1st string, bass, 3rd fret 1st string, bass, back to the 1st fret 1st string, bass, open 1st string, bass, and now we're going to hit the 3rd fret 2nd string, but then our bass note is going to be the 2nd fret 3rd string. And maybe it would be a good idea to use your 1st finger here, because we want to use the middle finger after. So we're going to put the third finger on the third fret second string and the first finger on the second fret third string, and we hit the third string and then the second string and then the third string, of course. And then after that, we're just going to switch to down picks now. We're going to use the third finger, middle finger, third finger on the third fret, second fret, third fret, and that was all on the second string. So we have, and then the open first string. And then what comes next is a tricky part if you're not accustomed to doing it. We're going to be doing some hammer-ons. So what that means, when we hammer on something, well, we're going to start by picking the open second string. And then we're going to hammer on two notes, the second fret on the second string, and then the third fret on the second string. And a hammer on is quite what the word describes. You're going to take a finger after playing the open second string, and you're going to hammer your first finger, at least in this case, onto the second fret, second string. And then you're going to immediately, right after, hammer on your middle finger onto the third fret, second string, right? But we tend to get more volume once we do it one after the other. So we get this. So in that little run, I picked once, which was the open second string, and I hammered on twice. So you have open second third, right? So we have open second third, and then you're going to pick the first string right after. So we have this. So we have two picks in that run. Pick, hammer, hammer, pick. And then we're going to do something of the opposite here. We're going to do what we call a pull off. So now we're going to start by putting the middle finger on the third fret second string. We're going to pick that. Oh, we also want the first finger on the second fret second string because it's getting ready for the pull off. So we have two fingers on, the middle finger on the third fret second string and the first finger on the second fret second string, and we're going to pick the second string and we're going to pull off twice. Okay, so a pull off is us, to pull off, you're going to press down the note that you're picking a little bit, and you're actually going to pull it, well, according to this direction, we're pulling it down and out. Okay, you're not just taking the finger off because you find you wouldn't really get much volume. You're kind of trying to twang the string. So you have to pull it down and then out. Okay, and that will give you the twang you're looking for, the volume. So we have pick, then pull off twice, pulling off to the open, okay? And then we're going back with the first finger on the second fret, second string. We're gonna pick that last note. So we have pick, pull, pull, and then pick on the second fret, second string. There's a lot to explain, but the diagram will help. So let me just play for you that last part once more. And the reason why I want you to use your first and your middle finger for this part is because these are the stronger fingers. And if you're not accustomed to pulling off and hammering on, it can be quite difficult with the middle and the third. That's why I opted to switch to the first and middle finger for the second and the third frets. Okay. Also, the diagram should help. If you were to look at the diagram, where you see an H in between two notes, that's a hammer on, and where you see a P in between two notes, that's a pull off. So I'm going to play it one more time for you, but before I do that, I just want to say, because this is the intro of the song, if it is too difficult for you to play, if it's too fast, it could be a good idea to play it slowly, and when the song starts, you can then pick up the tempo. There's no need to try to play it at the original tempo if you do find it to be difficult to play. And that's the nice thing about music. We could always arrange music to our own liking. In this case, if it's too difficult, slow it down a bit, and then start the song back in the original tempo. So here we go. Let's move on to the strumming parts of the song. So as we move out of the intro, there's this type of drum build-up that we hear. And we're going to imitate that sound on the guitar by muting the strings with the left hand, by placing the fingers very lightly across the strings, and strumming in that same type of way. Now if you hear some notes ringing out, that means you're putting too much pressure on the left hand. So just lighten it a bit. Make sure your fingers are across all of the strings, and then we just imitate it by strumming 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so what comes next is the first strumming pattern, and it's a very busy strumming pattern. but we want to make sure we strum everything very lightly. So the strumming pattern sounds like this. And that is all down, up, 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 over and over. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Very important that we keep the strumming light, otherwise it could sound quite abrasive like this. We don't really want that. And also when doing that strum, try to keep the strum itself, the movement of the hand, quite narrow. D minor is already a very small chord, there are only 4 strings in there, but maybe try to avoid the first string. Try to keep it more of a bass type sound. Okay, so that's the strumming pattern, and it goes from D minor to A7 eventually. So we have D minor, da, 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 A7, da, 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 da. And similarly, A7, try to keep it to the lower strings of the A7, which could mean maybe from the 5th to about the 3rd string or so. Alright, so that takes care of half of the verse basically. What I like to do in the strumming pattern is I like to add a very small build coming up to the very end of the strumming pattern. So if it goes 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, I like to add a little jolt at the end. So we have this. So maybe around the last down up, you could add just a little punch, a little bit of volume there, just to create some excitement. So guys, this song has a lot of cool dynamics in it in terms of strumming softly and a bit loudly and hitting bass notes and treble notes and such. And that's what we call dynamic playing or dynamic strumming. And if this is something you think you want to get a bit more into, and I advise anyone to work on their dynamics to become more of an expressive player, then I have a very short lesson for you, short but powerful lesson for you. And you can find it down in the description. All you do is go down in the description, follow the link that I have there, submit your email, and you can look forward to that lesson in your inbox. For the next part of the song, what I might consider the chorus, we're going to add some intensity to our strum and also some dynamics. So the chords go D minor, C, F, C, and then D minor. I play it again. D minor, C, F, C, and then G, and E7. Okay, I played it a little slowly there. So what we're doing is we're creating a type of staccato, a kind of punchy type of sound. And to get that, now we're just strumming down, 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 down. And every time we strum on the left hand, we just want to release the tension in the grip so that it cuts the sound a little bit. So instead of getting something that sounds like, right, we cut the tension so we have something that sounds more like this. And we do that for the first 4 chords, and when we get back to the D minor, we're going to continue doing a strum that is similar to what we did before, the down up strum. But here I like to accent every other down or so. So instead of just strumming, I like to kind of maintain the intensity of the part of the song and the energy by accenting every other down. So we have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay, so that kind of makes it sound a bit interesting. So if I was to play the first half of the chorus, we have this. I'll play it slowly. We have D minor, C, F, C, and D minor, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And then it repeats somewhat. So we go back to D minor, C, F, C, and then we go to G and do the same thing, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then the A7, same thing, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And then when we get back to the bass, we kind of drop the intensity back by going to the first strum that I showed you, nice and soft, and build, 1, 2, 3, and 1, right? And that's pretty much how we're going to play the entire song. However, on the third verse, the energy of the song calms down a bit, and we could adjust our strum to suit that. So we could just do maybe 1 strum per bar, and we get something that goes like this. No more will my green sea go turn a deeper blue. I could not force C, but then we want to build here, right here. A 1, 2, 3, and up, right? So we're just kind of listening to the song and adjusting our strum to suit. That is what playing guitar really is about, at least when it comes to strumming. We're always listening and trying to imitate the energy of the song in some way. So that is it for the lesson. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to go back to the start of this video where I do a playthrough if you want to see me put all of these ideas together. I also hope you enjoyed my new setup. I got myself a pair of lights. I'm sure you can notice. I don't think this is the ideal spot for them right now, but it did do a big improvement to the general look of the video. So I'll work on my lighting for the next one, hopefully. And if you did enjoy the lesson, please like, share, and subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. But until next time, goodbye.